Good. Good. Okay, hi everyone. We're here with Patrick Cox and the Doors of Perception. Thank you for all entering your work. It was a great little experience to go through the work. And what we've done is sat down and had a little short list, and we're just going to go through. We've selected images that we think are interesting, that have worked for Patrick and align with the brand. And the two of us will just go through them and give you feedback. So I'm just going to share my screen. Let's
Hi,
find.
everybody.
Yes, sorry, sorry. We've been chatting. So, yeah, so I don't know if you wanted to say a little bit before we start, Patrick, because we had a little look, or we just run through them.
Yeah, thank you, everybody, for your work. What I do is quite specific in that it's only embroidery. So there are some things that we'll go through that I liked, but because I don't do printing, because I don't do this, because I don't do that, aren't really at this time applicable to my tiny little brand. But there's some really good stuff, and I can't wait to review it with you guys.
Yep. So we'll start off here. So this was the first piece that sort of jumped out of you. This was Nina's.
Yep.
Uh, you can explain a little bit why it resonated with you.
I just it's very spiritual without being spiritual. It's very resort. It's colorful. The sun, I guess, emanating as a shadow, has a spiritual feel to it. My issue with this for how I currently work is this is one of the examples of one that would be amazing screen printed, but that's a lot of surface to embroider. It'd be pretty well impossible for me to embroider that. The piece would be sort of as stiff as wood, I think, by the time I did it. But I really like it. I like the freeness of it. I like there's, obviously a 60s, 70s reference, but without being too literal. It's colorful. Yeah, just I really like this image.
Nice. And we had another one for Nina we really liked.
Yeah, again, this is you can just see it. I mean, it has a hint of Andy Warhol with the double color screen printing. I love this one. Again, the problem is that it's more screen printing, but I love the girl with the afro. I love the colors. I would probably reduce vastly the logo because I think that what you've got behind it is so exciting. But this is a piece that I really like by Nina.
Yep. And then there was Kelly Bailey. So we went over to see Kelly Bailey's work. And I think Kelly had three pieces. So we'll just quickly look through the three of them. So these were the three. So this was the reference images and the drawings that Kelly made.
Yeah.
And these really resonated with you.
Kelly really nailed it because for me, there is a lot of psychedelic imagery out there, and a lot of it can start to look a bit Camden, can start to look a little bit festival, can start to look very junior. What I do, I'm trying to do something a little bit more elevated, and my references are more botanical when I get into mushrooms, and they're more occult when I get into imagery of eyes and stars and things like that. And she really nailed it from her research being pictures that I literally have on my board to the actual designs. And then showing the applications, showing it on the toe of a shoe, showing it on a sweatshirt, showing it on the back of the jacket. I also love the color palette because it's muted. It's not screaming cliche psychedelia. It's a bit more refined. So yeah, this is a very strong contender.
And this was the other one. So this was really
Yeah.
nice as well.
And I really like, things. Psychedelia doesn't need to be psychedelic colors.
Yeah,
I've just done a group which is this sort of idea. It's white thread work on black, and then I've done black thread work on white. I've got the sample over here. I haven't even shown it to anyone yet. So this is beautiful for that reason.
great.
It's got that occult, spooky feel, which I
And then there was Susanna Gomez, which we really liked. Some of
yeah.
these little
Yep.
details.
More than the prints, what I really like is her idea of doing these accessories. I think they're really cool. The way she's drawn them is really cool. As I think one's on a neckerchief, and then one of them is a brooch on a shoe.
Yeah,
Um, I really like those more than the actual work. But this page is beautiful, yeah, with attached to an espadrille or attached to or around a neck. Um, so I like those.
Yeah. So even enameling or something like that,
Yeah,
small enameling.
exactly. I don't do this yet. I don't do any jewelry yet. There is only one eye buckle on one shoe so far, but it's something that I like the idea of. Um, I need to investigate sustainability because I wonder. I have no idea with metalwork and sustainability. I guess you just avoid zinc and things like that. Not zinc, nickel. You avoid even nickel free and things like that. But I really like the images she's created.
Yep. Lovely. And then last was Fulia, which I think you said you saw on Instagram as well. And she made these wonderful little.
Yes, Fulia tagged me and posted some things, and I couldn't really respond because I'm a judge. But I really like this. It is quite pop and it is quite psychedelic in colors, but there's a refinement to the tones of the colorings. They're dirty pastels, slightly muddy. The yellow is slightly more of a mustard than a bright yellow. The intricacy of it, I like seeing it colored. I like seeing it on the other page, black and white. And there was another thing I liked from her if we scroll down.
The watercolors.
Yeah, this I really love. I mean, I just came from India from the Holi festival where people throw color at each other. And I opened this, I think, while I was in India. This would be tough to embroider. I mean, I would imagine I would embroider the eye and then the rest would be print. But it has an exuberance, a fun to it. And I think you show applications for it rolling down of on things somewhere,
Um,
somewhere.
Here.
Yeah, there. And I quite like that. I think it's fun. It's unexpected. And it really reminds me of the Holi festival I was just at in India. I kind of looked like that by the end of the day.
Yeah,
So I really liked her stuff for that
these were
reason.
cool.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so um, being mindful of time and everything. So we made a list of sort because Patrick's nicely put it into a sort of a group of two runners up and a winner. So who were our two runners up?
Okay, first of all, I'm going to give an honorable mention to Nina. She's not a runner up, and only because her work is not applicable to how I work. It's really excellent for screen printing, but it doesn't really work for embroidery from my point of view. So I'm just going to mention Nina because I think what she did was beautiful, but just didn't work. Uh, uh, second runner up is in first runner up is the next to the winner, right? So second runner up, Susanna. Like we look at her
Susanna
work again.
Gomez, this one.
Yeah, again, because what I liked specifically from her was the brooches, and it's a category that I'm not currently doing. So I'd put her as second runner up for that reason.
Yep. And then we had
Second,
Fulia.
first runner up is Fulia.
Yep. Which was the this one.
Yeah, again, I love the this splash technique. It is more screen printed, but the eye could be embroidered. But then if you go to the page with the mushrooms, I can really see that being a design that I could probably work with
Yeah.
because of the muted tones. Yeah, it's just I'm going to be doing a group because there is psychedelic cactus, psychedelic toad, psychedelic mushrooms, as we know. Ayahuasca comes from a vine, but there are psychedelic flowers out there. So I'm already working on a group with psychedelic flowers. So even if I didn't take the whole print, there are elements of this that really work for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see them as well. Really nice. And I guess the winner.
Yes, ta-da! The standout winner is Kelly. Um, it just it hits me on every point. It hits me on colors. It hits me on design. It hits me on execution. I love the way she's applied it onto the shoes, applied it onto different garments. The black and white one is stunning. You know what? As we're talking, I'm just going to show you. So I'm literally working on something that's.
Oh, nice.
Can you see it? Is it fuzzy?
Move it into your face. Above in front of your face. There you go.
There. So yeah, so I'm working on something that's already this one is black thread on white, but I've also got a sample over there, white thread on black. So it's
Nice.
something it's very much and it's you can see that embroidered. It really, really, really is, it takes up a big space, but it won't be super mega expensive, and the garment won't get crunchy hard because of the background color showing through. So yes, overall winner, definitely Kelly.
Kelly
Congratulations.
Bailey. So well done, Kelly.
Well done, Kelly.
Some great works, and I think the only feedback which is quite critical is aligning too much with what we see on references. So some of the things we discussed from
Yeah.
a learning experience is sometimes images can look a little bit too much like what we've seen. So they feel like a pastiche of something. So just as a bit of feedback in general is when we look through the work, we were like saying, oh, this feels like something from Camden, or this feels like something that I've seen before. So when you're making work, I think as a little tip, is try and really move away from the original somehow. Do you agree with that?
Yes, definitely. I mean, psychedelics is quite a specific field, and I, after 4 years of doing this now, I have a quite an encyclopedic knowledge of images. So one or two things I went, oh, I've seen that. Oh, I know where that reference came from. So yeah, just strive for originality.
Good. So anyway, so Patrick, we'll discuss more and we'll get back to you regarding the prizes and stuff because I know you said you were going to give a few prizes and
Yep,
we'll get addresses and things like that. Um,
super.
and then we'll discuss more about moving forwards if you're interested in commissioning any or that's for something you to think about
Super.
and kind of work out if something could be of use. I think there's a few little bits in there, even if they push them a bit further. I think maybe that could be an answer is this
Of course.
worked, let's develop that a bit more. Um, and
And
we're
now that
open
I've
to
made
all
my
that.
selection, I'm going to send these to my embroiderer and get her opinion on, okay, no, that's impossible, or that would cost a fortune, or get someone who literally does this all day long, and get her opinion on things too. So that'll help me decide
Good.
how to go forward.
Good. Thank you, Patrick. I know I don't think people realize we're so lucky to have you. So I'm so grateful. And I know we missed our first meeting, but
My fault.
I'm
My
really
fault.
now genuinely it's nice to have someone give us some time and give us feedback and support this. So thank you so much for everything.
From one Patrick to another. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. Take
Cheers,
care.
Patrick. Bye bye.